First, IKEA released TradFry, and the industry was like... But fortunately for Philips Hue and Samsung SmartThings, IKEA's TradFry product turned out to be about as much fun as making love to a hedgehog. Me. Oh, thank God. I thought it's crap. It's fine. Everybody, it's fine. It's crap. But now the supermarkets are getting in on the game. Hark! The sound of many CEOs' buttholes clenching. And their buttholes are clenching because both Tesco and Lidl are now doing smart home ranges, and the prices on these things are ridiculously low. The question is, are they any good? Today I will be comparing the brightness and the saturation of Tesco's Calex products with Philips Hue, but I will also be confirming the functionality of both products to give you a full breakdown of the advantages and the disadvantages of both. I will then be in my comments section replying to weird nerds who are saying,
"Oh my god, Calex has been around for ages. Poor Hibbert doesn't know what he's doing. I bought my first Calex product in 1924 off Amazon. Oh my god."
Shut up! Calex is not a new product, I am well aware of this. It's been on Amazon for a while, but not at this ridiculously low price tag and not on our supermarket shelves. This is a turning point for the smart home industry. So my initial trip to Lidl to pick up some of their smart home gear turned out to be entirely fruitless. It wasn't entirely fruitless. I did buy a Katzen flapper. Katzen flapper? Katzen flapper. I don't own a cat. I went to 2 Lidls before I realised their smart home equipment hasn't yet been released. As of time of filming, I'm still waiting for that. So, I went to Tesco, looked at the shelves, spoke to some inanimate objects for a moment.
Hello, my pretties.
Came home and washed the apocalypse off everything before unboxing the cheapest smart home gear I have ever owned. Seriously, £8 bulb. Tesco are clearly trying to embarrass Philips Hue into oblivion. I'll be checking out Lidl's Zigbee offering once I can get my hands on it, but in the meantime, let's find out if an £8 bulb can really compete with a £50 bulb.
Preposterous.
Spoiler alert, it can. It's time for Paul's tenuous excuse to dress up as He-Man! This is my lux meter and it proves trolls wrong. It is therefore the most powerful device in the universe. And I've used it to assess all the bulbs in today's video. And the results from the Calex bulbs are a mixed bag. The whites are extremely bright and absolutely trounce the Philips bulbs with both the GU10 and the E27. Seriously.
Garbage. Oh, I hate Philips Hue. You're the worst.
We're talking about obscenely poor performance from Philips here. And I can see the Philips Hue fanboys in my comments section right now going, well, I think the Calex bulbs are too bright. Don't ever buy GU10s from Philips. Please, for the love of God, promise me you'll never buy GU10s at this price tag. Okay, so the reason I said the Calex bulbs are a mixed bag is because although they are brighter for both cool white and warm white, they are duller for all colours in the spectrum. I've measured every colour from reds to greens to blues to purples. The only one that really comes close is like a greeny blue, at which point both bulbs are a very similar lumen output.
Well, that certainly justifies my love of Philips Hue. I only bathe my house in hot pink.
Sorry to burst your hot pink bubble, but that's still not a good reason to buy Philips. This is an Ajax GU10 Zigbee bulb. I reviewed it a few weeks ago and it works directly with Philips Hue's hub. It's way cheaper and it's brighter on every single colour setting. And this brings me nicely onto the advantages and disadvantages of the Calex product. The Calex stuff is all Wi-Fi based, it is not Zigbee, which gives it the advantage that it will work without a hub, so you can use this directly with Google Home and She That Should Not Be Named and If This Then That, But it has the disadvantage that it is completely reliant on your internet connection and somebody else's server to keep operating.
Oh my god! I can't believe that you're relying on a smart home company in China to keep all your devices working. Oh my god!
Shut up! These devices are indeed reliant on a third-party server from a company called Toya, and they are a Chinese company. But they are a staple of the smart home community and have been for years. If you don't think they're a legitimate enterprise, please explain to me why Samsung and Apple and Google and Amazon are all getting into bed with them as part of the Choip Alliance. You can find out more about the Choip Alliance in this video here, but I digress. I have never ever known the Toya server to go down. But not only that, the products aren't actually reliant on your internet connection or the server on a constant basis anyway. They only check in with the server periodically, which actually means that they are operating locally, and I've proved this to an idiot before because he called me a liar. Oh weird, it's still instantaneous, there's no lag. You know why there's no lag? Because it's working locally, you butthole. But Philips will respond much more quickly to my voice assistant, at least, surely. I don't know where this character came from. No, actually, it's slower. So turn Hue RGB bulb on.
Okay.
Turn Hue RGB bulb on. Okay.
One of the age-old Philips Hue arguments is that their stuff is compatible with more stuff than anybody else's products. Well as buttons, door sensors, LED strips, cameras, plug sockets, and power strips that you can buy in Tesco, you'll also find a massive amount of other companies using Toya's Smart Lives platform online. And anything that connects to Toya's platform can interoperate with other people's equipment. Between that and the constant improvements to Amazon's routines, Philips are fast running out of excuses for you to buy their stuff. To give you a little bit of balance then, the Philips Hue app is more polished to look at than the Toya app is, and it has some functionality that the Toya app does not. The Toya app does have an amazing amount of different scenes and automations and things that you can create that will make everyday life easier. And there are so many products to choose from that you can get it to do practically anything. But I have to give this one to Philips because Philips still has over it the sunrise and sunset modes. These are things that I personally use every day of my life. My Philips Hue LED strip comes on in the morning very gradually to make me feel like we still have a sun in this country. We do not have a sun in this country, and therefore it's really valuable to me to be able to do this. We can't do that yet with the Toya app, and so Philips wins this round.
Yeah, well that justifies my love of Philips Hue.
Who is this guy? If that's enough of a reason for you, that's fine. Personally, I would recommend if you've already invested in the Philips Hue ecosystem, i.e. you already have a hub, I would just stop buying the bulbs. Instead of buying their bulbs, buy from somebody like Ajax or any other Zigbee manufacturer that works directly with Hue. You will find you'll get better brightness, better saturation, and for a lower price. If you're tied into Hue, fine, but don't keep giving them your money unnecessarily. Just before we wrap up then, Calex's Wi-Fi solution is not a direct like-for-like replacement of Philips Hue's Zigbee product because it is Wi-Fi and not Zigbee. And Zigbee has two advantages. The first one is that if Philips Hue went bankrupt tomorrow, you would be able to take your Ajax bulbs and link them up to a Samsung SmartThings hub instead. But I should point out, a lot of the Philips products cannot be transferred. And this is another reason not to buy anything directly from Philips Hue. If you have their hub, don't buy their bulbs. Buy bulbs from a third party that works cross-platform. That's the whole point of Zigbee, and for some reason Philips decided to ignore the whole point of Zigbee. Ooh, the Zigbee. Conversely, the Calex stuff is unfortunately tied to the Toya Smart Life platform, and there's really not much you can do about that. If Toya went bust, you would be stuck with a very ordinary light bulb, like some kind of cave person. So there is a way around this if you're clever. You can actually flash Toya based products with some software called Tasmota, you're basically hacking your light bulbs so that you can control them with a Raspberry Pi running Home Assistant. That way you get to flex your inner nerd. Home Assistant! The second advantage of Zigbee is the battery life of things like remote controls and door sensors and buttons and anything that is not plugged into the mains. Wi-Fi is a far more intensive protocol and it uses batteries up more quickly. If you bought the Calex remote control, for example, which they do sell, or their motion sensor, or their door sensor, you'll find that you're changing the batteries far more often than if you bought a Zigbee equivalent. This is why I'm so interested in the little stuff. The little stuff is Zigbee based and it all works directly with Philips Hue, so I am told. If I find out that that is the case, you could be looking at the cheapest ever Zigbee stuff right on your supermarket shelves. Will it be enough to kill Philips Hue? I doubt it. Philips Hue fanboys are mental. This video is not sponsored by Calex, it is not sponsored by Tesco, and I don't have an affiliate link to your supermarket shelf. I get called a shill in my comments section so regularly by stupid little fanboys that are like, no, he's slagging off my favourite Philips Hue. Grow up! Seriously, you're not married to it. You bought it, it was a mistake. I've told you it's a mistake. Buy something else in future. I stand to gain very little from this video and nobody has paid me to say what I have said today. It wouldn't change a thing anyway. I am always honest with you guys whether I am sponsored or not. Please do yourself a favour. Watch this video over and over again if you have to, but look at the brightness of this £8 bulb versus the Philips Hue £50 bulb and then tell yourself, I should keep buying Philips Hue. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These amazing people here are my patrons from Patreon. Without them, I wouldn't be buying stuff from the supermarket and not getting paid. I'm doing this for a living. I am reliant on this, and they are the best people in the world. If you want to be one of those guys, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there, and we can be best friends. See you next time. IKEA's tread fry product turned out to be about as much fun as sitting on a hedgehog. Oh, thank God. It's crap. It's okay, everybody. It's crap.
Oh my God! Put him in so many times! I thought my baby!
Don't rubbish! You can take your Toyo Smart Life bulbs and